Hello and welcome to this episode of West Key Customs, and today we tackle a rather tatty and sad looking Matchbox Pontiac GP. As you can see from the images, this is the car as I bought it. Quite enjoy doing these sort of restorations on ones where the cars have clearly had sort of a hard life and they need to be put back to their former glory or even better. As you can see on this one, at some stage in its life it's been repainted red with some black racing stripes, and also the one side of the car has been stripped back to bare metal. So it's several coats of paint on this, and you can see from the glass that even the windows have been blacked out with black paint. Very sort of thick paint on this. Hopefully it will all come off all okay and we can make this one look good again. Plan to do a bit of a mild sort of customization, so a bit of a restoration 2.0 on this one. So going to restore it, going to change the wheels, and obviously add in some more details which Matchbox never sort of put on the car during sort of production of it. So first thing we need to do on this one is to take the car over to the bench and to start sort of pulling it apart. So here's the casting again. As you can see, very tatty, only paint on sort of 3/4 of the car, the other side's been stripped. So the front and rear screens have been sort of painted over very heavily. Even looks like there's signs of paint to the interior as well. So first thing we really need to do, I suppose, is to get this car apart. Underneath, as you can see, there's the details. Don't really focus in on that, but obviously it's a Matchbox Pontiac GP. So first thing we really need to do is to get the car apart. As you can see in the base, there's two little rivets that need to be drilled out, one at the front, one at the back. Obviously when you come to drill these out, just take your time doing these, don't go too heavy handed with the drill. Just really want to take the sort of mushroom off of the rivet head, just to allow you to sort of ping the base from the posts. Obviously don't drill too far down at this stage because you don't know how big the posts are underneath the base plate. Some die casts, when you take them apart, have a nice thick sort of post, so it gives you plenty of room to drill in, ready for the new screw to be put in. Some of them are so small that once you sort of drill them out, there's no way you can really sort of drill and tap them out. You have to end up sort of gluing them back together at the end. But so this one here, drilled the heads off the rivets, so I just need to give it a bit of pressure in between the plate, the base plate and the body, and as you can see the base comes off. Very basic base, no suspension, obviously just two solid axles with the wheels. Those will be coming off, but you can see obviously signs of paint on the base. Interior just obviously pops in there. As you can see, yep, there you go, the interior has been painted. So the car's never been apart before, so the child that had this car originally must have stuck his paintbrush through the door openings in order to get some paint on the interior. There's the doors. The doors just simply sort of fall out once you take the interior trim out. Glass just held in again with the interior. As you can see, glass has been painted quite a few times. Very thick, the paint on the front. Almost looks as if the glass has actually, the plastic glass has actually sort of reacted to the paint and it's actually started to melt the glass, because even the inside of the glass doesn't feel smooth. So I'll give it a go with some sandpaper, wet and dry, see if we can get that any better, but I think we might be in for a new glass. As you can see, looks like the original colour on the car was red, which I think is what they came with, but obviously when you look closely on the car itself, you can see the red paint that's been repainted with the black stripes, but there's also traces of a blue paint as well underneath. So whether or not this car was originally red, then painted blue, then painted red again with the black stripes, obviously it's difficult to say, but obviously there's also some signs of yellow paint as well, which I think is what came from the interior. So here's the base. So we're going to clean the base up, clean all the interior up. So have a go at the glass, but whether we can actually clean that up, I don't know. But first thing to do is to obviously get the parts into the paint stripper and get all of the old paint off to see what we're sort of contending with. So here's the actual die cast, the casting itself. So all the paint's come off from the outside. This is just as it came out the paint stripper. The glass itself, I've had a go at seeing if I can get the paint to remove, but so it does look as if it has actually affected the clear plastic, so I think that's going to need to be replaced. Interior, giving that a bit of a soak in some cleaner to see if we can get the paint off. Most of it's come off. I'll give that a bit of a repaint. The base itself, stuck that in the paint stripper. Most of it's come off, but I think it needs a good going over, like the body with the wire brush on the rotary. Here's the new wheels that I'm planning to put on the car. So it's going to need to be a bit of filing out of the wheel openings in order to get these wheels to fit, because they are a little bit wider than the original wheels. But I think once they're in there and tucked up under the arches, it will look very good, and actually sort of, you know, very in keeping with the style of the car that I'm planning to go. Doors, they've been cleaned in the paint strip as well. Again, just need to go over with the wire brush on the rotary tool, and obviously need to remove these axles now in order to sort of replace the wheels. So I think we'll get that underway first. So here we go. So actually managed to get the body all painted up and given it a coating primer. Got the wheels to fit on the base plate. And obviously here's just a bit of a mock-up to see how it all looks. Overall, quite happy with how it stands. It's the kind of the stance that I wanted to get on the car. Obviously, would like to get it a little bit lower, but I mean, to be honest, to get it any lower, it's going to take loads of alterations to the body, because the wheels are actually very, very close to rubbing on the bonnet. So I think any lower and it would need the bonnet to be messed around with in bits and pieces, and I'm not going to do that on this one. This one's just meant to be sort of a quick sort of restoration, customization. So I've got the wheels all bonded on to the base plate, giving the base plate a coat of satin black as well. Still rolls, which is good, always a good thing to keep it as a roller. So all ready now for some paint. Must admit, this one, the actual painting of this car did bite me in the backside a few times. Originally painted it all up, and I wanted to do a black vinyl top, which I did, but I actually left it. I didn't leave it long enough to mask for the black vinyl top. When I took the masking tape off, it ruined the blue paint, so it had to go in the stripper again and be painted, and that didn't work out very well, because the lacquer then went on a bit thick, so it had to be stripped again, and I painted it. So now got to the point where I'm happy with the paint and I'm leaving it at that. Not going to bother with the black vinyl top, because say 3 times is enough to paint this car. As you can see as well, just saw a quick glimpse, I did actually order up a new window for this car from Model Dash Spares, because the old one just wouldn't clean up, and gave the interior a bit of a coat of paint as well. So here we go, here's the car all sort of built up now and finished. Obviously added in some black details and some chrome details to the car, just to give it that little bit extra detail. Also put in a couple of door mirrors just by using some silver hat pins, and drilled a couple of holes in the doors and glued them in. But overall, very, very happy with how this one came out, even if it did take me 3 attempts to paint it. But on the 3rd attempt, I'm happy with the quality of the paint, how it came out. Love the colour, and just very, very happy with how it turned out. So it's just going to be a quick little project in between other projects that I've got on the go. As you can see, the new window fitted lovely, and it looks really nice with the new clear glass and the repaint on the interior. Wheels, I think, suit the car perfectly and give it the perfect stance as well. It does still roll, but yeah, very, very happy. And you know, best thing about this is I've taken a car which was really kind of, you know, fit for the scrap bin, shall we say, cleaned it all up and given another lease of life. So overall, very happy with how it came out. Hope you guys have enjoyed the short video and showing how I sort of brought this one back up to how it was originally. Actually better, I think, than what it was originally. And hope to see you again on the next episode. Obviously, if you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.